Hola amigos, and welcome to the CC podcast, the Shall I Say It podcast. And here we shall be having candid conversations about our day-to-day lives. And also, this podcast will serve as a safe haven to the millennials and Gen Z, and to let you know that the struggles that you are going through or have gone through, some of us have experienced and conquered, and that just calls to show you that you are not alone. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, because we are going to have one hell of a ride here at the CC podcast. So as you all know, our first segment is usually the karaoke segment. And our song for today is X by Nikita Kering. DJ, take it away. A minute of love, a minute of hate, making mistakes, shying away. I would have held you closer if I could. You're better than I could ever taste. Now we're in love and I'm effing wasted. I would have held you closer if I could. And even when we try to throw this all behind, I found myself inside of your arms again. What if I'm insane and you're taking me for granted? I would never come to forgive myself. I ain't tryna be your ex, so don't call me if you ain't tryna vibe on my wave. I'm on top of my game. I'm on my wave, yeah. So yeah, we don't want you anywhere if you don't feel like you can ride on our wave, right? So yeah, that simply much takes us to our topic of the day, which is accountability. And it is something that we as human beings, we struggle with. No lie, 100%, me being one of them. And it is something that we rarely think about. It is not something that we sit down and actually think about when it actually happens. And that thing is accountability. I mean, the conversation around accountability is, I tend to think, or I could say, is an elephant in the room that we need to tackle at all times, because it does affect us, and it also does affect the people around us, even though sometimes we just throw our hands around and we're like, whatever, man, whatever will happen, let it happen. But I just feel it's something that we need to practice, me being one of them. And we need to tackle it in a way that it's not hurtful as well, but it is with love, with kindness, and with firmness. And did you know, or did you ever think that accountability would be a form of self-love or even self-care? Because this is something that is building you. You are making yourself be a better person. You are checking up on yourself, and you are also checking up on the people around you, not just on your mental state, but financially, physically, just being answerable to yourself is something that is really, really important. And to start off the conversation, when we're talking about accountability, there are two questions that we should ask ourselves. The first question being, what happened? Remember, when we're talking about accountability, we're talking about being answerable to a situation or an issue coming up, right? So how to tackle or to find solutions to whatever it is that happened, the first question that you're supposed to ask yourself is, what really happened? For you to be able to move forward, and for you to be able to point out the things or the key things that would have put you into that situation, you need to sit down and analyze the situation. All right? The second question being, what's the plan? Okay, so fine. You have found out what the problem was, how it occurred, how it came to be. So what is the plan? What is the solution? How do we get rid of whatever it is that is happening, or how do we find a solution to the problem that we have at hand. And when we do this, we are able to put ourselves into a place where whenever the situation occurs again, we will be able to tackle it in a more comfortable way, and in a way that you are more understanding, because it happened before and you tackled it. So this time around, it's not going to be any harder than it is. And with accountability, I came about 5 steps that I think that we should practice as human beings and as people in order to help ourselves be more accountable, or to practice accountability. Because we all know we being answerable, or we having this conversation of accountability, is not something easy, but we can do it in a more mindful way, that it will be more comfortable, and we will be able to be in a better space and in a better place to communicate with people. You get what I'm trying to say? I hope you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. But anyway, accepting that you may have made a mistake. Oh my God. How many times do we accept that we have actually made a mistake? Like coming to someone and being like, you know what? Yeah, I did whatever it is that I did. I'm so sorry. It didn't come from an intentional place, or I did this because of this and this, and I am so sorry. I didn't realize how it made you feel, or I didn't realize the impact that my actions would have caused. So yeah, I do accept my mistake, and I hope that you will forgive me. That is the first step of acknowledging that you have actually done the mistake. And let the person be the one to judge whether now they will forgive you or they haven't forgiven you, or even if it's something that you have done to yourself. Accepting that you have made the mistake, you will be able to have a plan on how you're going to deal with the issue, right? Remember, making a plan was the number 2 question that you ask yourself after you have identified what really happened, right? The other thing is being mindful. Be mindful of yourself, being mindful of the other person. You have already accepted that you have done the mistake, but when you are being answerable to it, be kind to yourself. Be mindful of even the way you are. You know, sometimes you can accept the mistake and go to someone and be like, okay, Sawa, fine, I did whatever it is I did and I'm sorry. You know, that is not genuine. And it's not even going to make the situation any better. It's even going to worsen the situation, because this person will be like, why are you saying that to me? That means that you're not even sorry for what you did. You are not even giving a damn about my feelings right about now. You just want me to just brush off the whole story and just let it go. But that is just not how it's supposed to be. You know, when you're mindful of this person, you have identified that you made the mistake. Find out how it made them by sitting them down and telling them, you know what, this is what happened. I did whatever it is that I did. I would like to apologize, and I know it made you feel 1, 2, 3. I know maybe it's going to affect our relationship, or it's going to affect our friendship, but I would be really willing to work on it. And just be genuine about it. Do not feel like, okay, so fine, I did it. It is what it is. Let's move on. No, we have to be mindful of how this person feels, or the mental state that whatever it is that you did, or whatever it is that you did to yourself, is actually making you feel. Because sometimes we also do some things to ourselves that they are not good to ourselves. And since we did it to ourselves, we're like, whatever, I'm going to push through it. You have not taken the time out to be mindful of yourself, of how it made you feel, or how it made you change your ways, or how it made you change the way you relate with people. So being mindful of other people, you know, and also of yourself, is a really important step to take while you are being accountable, while you are addressing that conversation on accountability, when you are just on that verge or on that path or just being accountable to yourself. The other thing is choosing progress. I love the fact that we started this whole conversation with 2 questions. What happened and what's the plan? And the steps that I'm talking about is the plan, right? If you still haven't gotten it. But I know you guys are smart enough. Anyway, choosing progress. That is the plan. I feel like me having this meal makes me feel this type of way. Then why am I doing it? And if it's something that I can do away with, why am I still having it? If me talking to someone in a certain tone that they don't like is bringing about squabbles between she and me, then why am I talking to her that way? Why don't I just sit down and figure out how she wants me to talk to her or how she wants me to address her? And the same thing, vice versa. And trust me, that is going to make things so easy, because moving forward, you'll know how to talk to her. Moving forward, you know, if I eat this food, it's going to give me acidity, or I'm going to be bloated, or I'm going to have diarrhea. So I'll do away with it. I'll not have it. So that is the way you choose progress. And that is just the way you get yourself into better situations, get yourself into situations now where you don't have to be answerable. Because trust me, if your stomach is bloated, you have acidity, you are on the fast lane, uko juu ya Ferrari all the time after every 20 minutes because you had a certain meal that you really love and you can't do away with. So every time you'll be asking yourself, now why do I have to do this? Why do I have to eat this meal? It is the same thing with people who like kamnyweso. In the morning, after the night out, you are dreading why you even went out, why you even drank whatever it is that you drank, because now you're there, hugging the washroom, you're puking, you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. And at that point, you even say a short prayer. You're like, oh my God, if you take me out of this misery, I will never drink again. Kidogo, when you feel okay, someone calls you and you're like, okay, sawa, fine, I'm down. Then later on, you face the consequences and then you're like, oh my God, why did I do that? So just do away with the things that you feel are not good enough for you. Me being included, I also make those mistakes and I don't even know why I do that. But anyway, we're doing better. And after this conversation, we will choose progress. Taking actions. Be the change that you want to see, my people. I love the fact that this taking action somehow is intertwined with the conversation that we had last time on boundaries. You get? If you feel whatever it is that I do or I did not sit well with you, and you came to me and told me about it, I accepted the mistake that I did, and we had the conversation about it, and we're moving forward. So the action that I said, I think I have spoken about it in the previous point, and it is, don't do it. Change your ways. This is not how I want you to behave around me. And you actually sit down and think about it and be like, okay, so fine. I actually think whatever Nani is saying makes sense. So let me just change my ways. Let me just do it different and see how it will be. Right? Let me not eat this meal and see if I don't eat it, if something is going to change. And you actually find out that nothing has changed. It was not even adding any value to your life. It was just bringing problems to you. And you just do away with it and your life will be better. Way better. So that is just how it is. And remember, you are the only person who is responsible for your own reality and for your own self. So if you do not take action to choose the progress that you want, well, then who's going to do it for you? You have already identified whatever your problem is. You have already had a conversation around it. So make the change and take the step to do whatever it is that is right and whatever it is that should be done that is right, to just be in a better place, okay? Remember, accountability is a form of self-love and a form of self-care. I know you're asking me how. When we're talking about self-love, we're talking about kindness to ourselves. We're talking about love to ourselves. So when you're being accountable to yourself, or when you're having the conversation around accountability, you should do it with kindness. Reason why is because no one wants to be treated, or no one wants to be approached with harshness. We want someone to explain things to us in a kind way, in a low tone. Because why do you need to shout? Why do you need to be so harsh to me when you're trying to make me understand or make me see the mistake that I did? I want you to tell me in a respectful way that will make me understand, and that will make me actually realize that whatever it is that I did was not right, or whatever it is that I'm doing is not right. Or even myself, when I'm having that conversation, I'll be like, you know what? The way I'm consuming whatever it is that I'm consuming that is not good for me, it's not helping me in any way. So how am I going to change it? And that way, you will be receptive to the change. You will be receptive to whatever it is someone is telling you, because the tone that they came to you with is something that you want to listen. You want to make a change, because I would not want to make you feel bad about yourself, or I wouldn't also want to make myself feel bad about myself. So the approach really, really matters, and kindness goes a long way. Kindness, we all know, goes a long way. And with everything that is going on in this world, like we have the pandemic, it's still there, by the way. Do not forget about it. Just because we're not wearing our masks anymore nowadays, don't forget that the pandemic is out here. But yeah, we have the pandemic. We have the high cost of living. There's so much that people are going through, you know? And sometimes someone might lash out on you, and you feel like, what is wrong with this person? And you want to match the same energy. But since you're woke, and I know my people are woke, you will treat this person in a kind way and be like, hey, you know what? I really didn't appreciate the way you spoke to me. And this person will be like, oh, I'm really sorry. Maybe I'm just going through whatever it is that I'm going through, and I didn't realize that that's how it sounded, but I'm really sorry. You get? So even having that conversation, it will be very easy. It will be so seamless. It will be a win-win situation. This person would have known that, hey, this is not the way to be treating people or to be talking to people, even though I'm having whatever it is that I'm going through. And you will also get the apology that you need, and you will also feel good that this person actually acknowledged that they did wrong to you, and life moves on, and both of us will be happy. So kindness goes a long way. Accountability is something that I feel we need to practice it on a daily basis, me being one of them, because me by the way, just coming up straight and telling you, you know what, I'm sorry, I did whatever it is I did. It is a constant struggle. So don't think because I'm talking to you about it, I don't go through the same struggles. I do, but I just want to challenge each one of us to, let's be better people. Let's be people who accept the mistakes that we do, and let's be the change that we need. Let's be mindful to people, and let's be better people. Let's always work towards making ourselves better people. And by being accountable and holding ourselves accountable is the only way that we will move forward. Because trust me, there is nowhere where you're going or headed if you're not accountable. Trust me, you'll always be there, stagnant, comfortable, because you just want life to just move the way you want to. You just want life to move the way you want it to move, but that's not the way it is. Because I'm working towards bettering myself and you're not, I will not be a part of your life, because we're not on the same bracket. So I will leave you there, you'll stay there. Someone else comes to your life, they see, huyu atakuna vile tunasaidiananga, on to the next, and they leave you there, and you'll later on come to realize like, oh shit, my friends have all left me. Everyone who I used to hang out with is doing really good in life. I'm the only person who's here, stuck, stagnant, Then now you start getting frustrated with life. Then now you start dealing with mental health issues because you're all alone and your peers are doing way better than you. You guys cannot even sit down together and just be on the same wavelength. So yeah, let's learn and let's practice it. Let it be a daily thing that we do, because I have come to realize it is a really, really important aspect of life, and it is an important aspect of success. It is one way to be a successful person, because hey, you will find people out here who are calling you out and they don't care how you feel. That is your own problem. How you don't feel is also your own problem, but to them, they've already told you what it is and how it is. So please sit down and think about it, and let us be better human beings. Let us be kind human beings, and let's just change the world. I know it sounds cliche, but you never know. You never know. You might change so many people around you thinking that there's nothing that you're doing. Then later on, you'll actually come to realize that you did a fantastic job. Okay? So thank you so much. That's all I had for you today. I didn't have much to say, but I think this is something that is really, really important for me, for you, and for everyone else, to just be accountable for our actions, and the world will be a better place. Easy my feelings zenye watu wanakuanga nazo. You'll see one day your friend is not talking to you. Reason being, maybe you said something, they're mad about it, and they're mad at you because huyu hata ukimwambia hata kuna siku atakuja kukwambia pole. Let us change that and let us do better, because we can do better. Adios. It's been great hanging out with you. See you on the next episode. Oh, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do not forget about that. Hoi! And also, you can find us on our social media platforms, Instagram, CC_podcast, on Spotify, CC Podcast. You will find us there. And also, you can give us your feedback via Anchor. You can send your voice notes and tell me what you think about this. Okay? Tuongee, tujadiliane tafadhali, my people. Tell me what you think about this episode. There's also going to be a poll on Anchor, so you can check it out, fill it in, tell me what you think about it. Please, my people, please, msiruke. Ninajua vile watu wanakuanga. Ninajua mnaona unaenda tusumbua, akisiwasumbui. Just check it out and let me know what you think. Until next time, adios. Goodbye.